Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. His Majesty issues directives to offer 32,000 jobs. Meeting discusses preparations for General Budget of State 2022. All set for twin events of lunar eclipse and blood moon. Welfare of children remains a priority for UNICEF Oman. Moderna says its COVID-19 vaccine 100% effective in 12 to 17 age group. US State Secretary in Jerusalem vows support to rebuild Gaza. 2 killed in tornado ahead of cyclone in India's West Bengal. Indian Premier League likely to restart in September in UAE. These were the top headlines from our studio today. Let's see how the weather condition looks like in the Sultanate in our weather update.
This is Maythan Shikeli with today's weather update, and right now I'm reporting from inside the TFM studio in Al Khoir. Before we move on to weather, here is our fact for the day. A blood moon occurs when the Earth's moon is in a total lunar eclipse. While it has no special astronomical significance, the view from the sky is striking as the whitish moon turns into red or ruddy brown. That is our fact for the day. Now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in the Sultanate. An alert has been issued by Oman Meteorology and Civil Aviation Authorities saying that there is chances of dust rising storms over the desert and open areas as the temperatures reach 50 degrees Celsius in Sohar and South al-Batana. There will be mainly clear skies in the Sultanate with chances of convective clouds development over Al-Hajar Mountains in the afternoon. And there's also chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches along the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. And now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in all the governorates. Muscat will be sunny, temperatures between 46 to 34 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny, temperatures between 44 to 33 degrees Celsius. North al-Batana will be sunny, temperatures between 48 to 29 degrees Celsius. South al-Batana will experience light rain, temperatures between 46 to 36 degrees Celsius. Al-Buraymi will be sunny, temperatures between 45 to 31 degrees Celsius. Al-Dhahira will experience a little bit of rain, temperatures between 44 to 30 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhliya will also expect rain, temperatures between 43 to 27 degrees Celsius. North al-Sharqiyya will expect rain, temperatures between 43 to 27 degrees Celsius. South al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 47 to 33 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be sunny, temperatures between 44 to 26 degrees Celsius. And the Far will also be sunny, temperatures between 29 to 20 degrees Celsius.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now, before we get started with the local stories for the day, let's see how the COVID-19 situation looks like in the Sultanate. The Ministry of Health has announced the registration of 9 death cases due to coronavirus in Oman today. This has taken the total death toll in the Sultanate to 2,293. The Ministry of Health has also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. In addition to that, the Ministry of Health has also announced the registration of 866 new coronavirus cases in Oman today. The total cases in the country have now touched 212,904, including 196,355 recoveries, as well as 2,293 deaths. According to the Ministry of Health, a total of 635 people have recovered in the past 24 hours. The ministry has urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. And now from a local desk. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq attaches a special importance to the issue of employment of Omani youth. His Majesty has often reaffirmed that youth are the inexhaustible wealth of nations and that youth employment tops national priorities. In pursuance of the efforts exerted by the departments concerned to provide jobs in public and private establishments and to promote self-employment, it has been decided to create more than 32,000 jobs for Omanis during 2021 Among them, 12,000 jobs in the government civil and military establishments in accordance with the actual needs of different departments. Also within the context of the royal directives of His Majesty the Sultan and as part of efforts made by government departments to find all means to support employment, various employment initiatives have been launched reflecting the government's keenness to employ job seekers and workers who were laid off in the backdrop of the current global economic circumstances that resulted in the shrinkage of the labor market worldwide, compounded by the negative impacts of coronavirus pandemic. Now, the initiatives provided for the following are: number 1, generating a total of 2,000 employment opportunities in the government sector on the basis of temporary contracts in accordance with the actual needs of government establishments in different governments in the Sultanate. Number 2, providing a total of 1 million hours of part-time work in government establishments in different governorates. The Ministry of Labour will announce formalities and mechanisms for the same. Number 3, subsidizing the wages of fresh employees in private sector establishments by providing 200 Omani riyals towards the monthly wages as of many as 15,000 fresh employees, with the rest to be borne by the employers for a period of 2 years. The Ministry of Labour will unveil the formalities and mechanisms of the same in June 2021. Number 4, expending a cut of monthly assistance from the Job Security Fund, commonly known as JSF, to the tune of 202.5 Omani riyals for a period of 6 months in favor of self-employed Omanis insured at the Public Authority for Social Insurance whose businesses were negatively impacted by the economic situation and those of similar standing. This cut-off monthly assistance benefits a total of 15,000 people. And lastly, number 5, expending a similar cut-off monthly assistance of 202.5 Omani riyals for a period of 6 months from the JSF in favor of laid-off Omani workers whose services were terminated in Gulf Cooperation Council states. His Majesty the Sultan gave his royal directives to the departments concerned to speed up the execution of these employment initiatives. An earthquake has been reported in Masira in South Sharqiya Governorate this morning, according to the Earthquake Monitoring Center at the Sultan Qaboos University. Now, according to the statement mentioned by the center earlier this morning, it said that an earthquake in Masira with a magnitude of 3.4 at 11:23 a.m. Muscat time and at a depth of 10 kilometers has been recorded. The earthquake was recorded 125 kilometers away from Sur. The Ministry of Finance, represented by the Director General of Budget and Contracts, held the first meeting for the current year to present the financial performance indicators and usage of the same by government entities on a monthly basis. They also discussed the preparations for the general budget of the state for the upcoming year 2022. The meeting was held with the participation of a number of Directors General and Directors of the departments concerned with preparation and implementation of the budget at government units. The financial performance indicators were reviewed for ways to control spending. The meeting also tackled the quarterly reports, the monthly statement of cash liquidity expected to be spent, and which cash liquidity to be provided to the ministry by the government units in order to control the financial performance. Also, measures to improve aspects of spending and remedial of defects as per the financial law and its execution regulation and the Financial Circular Number 1 on preparation of the estimates of the general budget of the state for 2021 were reviewed. The meeting also discussed the statements required to be provided and availability of the data necessary for preparation of the estimates of the general budget of the state for 2022. The meeting stressed the significance of preparation of the statements related to preparation of the estimates of the budget. Now, space enthusiasts and people in Oman interested in astronomy are sure to be eagerly looking forward to the twin phenomena of the blood moon and lunar eclipse this evening. the first total lunar eclipse to take place in 2 years. This one will see the moon come to its nearest point to the Earth. The partial eclipse that began at 1:45 p.m., with it becoming a total eclipse at 3:15 p.m., ending 11 minutes later at 3:26 p.m., when it will return to a partial nature. This partial eclipse is expected to end at 4:52 p.m., with penumbra ending at 5:49 p.m. While it will not be visible over Oman, the event will still be streamed online by both timeanddate.com and the Virtual Telescope project. Salim bin Said al-Rahabi of the Oman Astronomical Society explained the reason behind the moon turning blood red during the upcoming phenomenon. He said that when a lunar eclipse occurs, the Earth, the Sun, and the moon lie on the same line. During this period, the moon moves into the shadow of the Earth, so if the planet does not have an atmosphere, the moon will appear black. But the Earth's atmosphere redirects sunlight towards the moon, and although blue light is scattered more easily, red light passes through it almost unimpeded, which sees the moon bathed in red sunlight. Positive parenting behavior, mental health, greater inclusion of disabled children, and working towards ending violence against minors are some of the areas given greater attention by UNICEF Oman and the Children First Association, which recently renewed a partnership to promote child welfare. Efforts to create better lives for children include awareness programs for the public in the areas of health, nutrition, responsive caregiving, and early learning. The partnership between UNICEF Oman and Children's First Association, first signed in 2018 owing to a shared vision of empowering and protecting children, has to date helped to accelerate progress towards fulfilling every child's rights while building knowledge around the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, according to Her Highness Sayyida Dr. Mona Fahad Al Said of the Children First Association, our children are the future. We need to invest in them, nurture them, and provide them with a sustainable environment in which they can thrive. She continued saying that renewing our partnership with UNICEF Oman is a strategic step towards doing just that, by reimagining the future of every child in advocating for and creating opportunities, igniting their dreams, and supporting them across every part of their lives. We are assuring their rights are addressed. A non-governmental organization filed under the regulations of Ministerial Decree number 117/2019, Children First Association seeks to be a platform to discuss children's issues in the Omani society, providing support and advice to improve their quality of life, preserve their needs, and respect their rights, all whilst giving them the opportunity to maximize their potential. This was all from a local desk for the day. It's time for us to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from International Desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV, watching Midday Update. And now from our international desk. Moderna on Tuesday announced that various studies have shown its COVID-19 vaccine was 100% effective at preventing infection in adolescents aged 12 to 17, and it planned on submitting the findings to global regulators in days. We are encouraged that Moderna 1273 was highly effective at preventing COVID-19 in adolescents. It is particularly exciting to see that the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine can prevent coronavirus infection, Moderna CEO said in the announcement reported by The Hill. At least 3,732 participants aged between 12 and 17 were involved in the studies, the company said, adding that no cases of COVID-19 were observed in any of the vaccinated participants and no significant safety concerns were identified. Moderna further said that the vaccine was shown to be 93% effective 2 weeks after the first dose was administered and 100% effective after the second dose, the Hill reported. The World Health Organization on Friday listed the Moderna coronavirus vaccine for emergency use, adding another shot to its arsenal in the fight against the coronavirus, and is expected to authorize it for adolescents as well. Although some health experts have said that herd immunity is unlikely to be achieved due to rising COVID-19 variants, immunizing children against the virus will go a long way in raising the overall immunity of the country, as per the Hill. Now, U.S. Secretary of the State Antony Blinken pledged that the United States would rally support to rebuild Gaza as he began his Middle East tour in Jerusalem on Tuesday. In a televised statement after meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Blinken said that the United States will work to rally international support and make its own significant contributions. But it will be ensured that Hamas does not benefit from the reconstruction assistance, Blinken said about the Islamist Palestinian group that runs the besieged Palestinian enclave. Netanyahu, speaking alongside Blinken after their meeting, warned that his country will launch a very powerful response if Hamas will renew rocket fire at Israel. A ceasefire was reached recently between Israel and the militant groups in Gaza after 11 days of conflict that killed 248 people in Gaza and 12 people in Israel. Blinken landed in the Ben Gurion airport outside Tel Aviv earlier on Tuesday. He's also expected to meet Israeli Defense Minister and Foreign Minister before meeting Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. At least 2 people were killed and 40 houses were damaged in India's eastern state of West Bengal Tuesday during a tornado ahead of Cyclone Yas, local media quoting Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee as having said. The 2 persons were killed due to electrocution in Hooghly district after about 54 kilometers north of Kolkata, the capital city of West Bengal. Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee said that 2 people died after being electrocuted during a tornado at Chinsura, a local television channel NDTV quoted Banerjee as having said during a press conference. The tornado, which lasted for a minute and a half and destroyed 40 houses. Cyclone Yas is expected to hit the West Bengal Odisha coast today. According to the Chief Minister, nearly 900,000 people have been evacuated from vulnerable areas to various relief centers. She said that we have evacuated around 900,000 people in view of Cyclone Yas. We are monitoring the situation round the clock. We have set up war rooms at block levels, and senior officials have been given responsibilities to oversee coordination. The Chief Secretary and Home Secretary are constantly in touch with the district magistrates. Once again, it's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from a sports desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now from a sports desk. The suspended 14th edition of Indian Premier League is likely to be played in UAE in the September 15 to October 15 window, with the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, looking at a 25-day window for the cash-rich league. Speaking to ANI, sources in the know of developments said that the BCCI is looking to host the 31 games in 25 days provided the COVID-19 situation is in control. Asked if talks are on with the Emirates Cricket Board on the same, the source said the matter will be further discussed at the special general meeting on May 29th. The source further said that a bubble-to-bubble movement would be planned for the Indian players who are currently gearing up to play in the UK, the World Test Championship final, and the 5-match Test series against England. The source explained that the final test gets over at Old Trafford on September 14, so we will look at getting the boys flown in from the bubble in UK to the team bubbles in UAE to minimize the quarantine period. All that will be planned as we move ahead with franchises already moving base with those not playing international cricket. The 14th edition of the league had to be cancelled earlier on May 4th after a number of players and support staff tested positive for coronavirus. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today, but stay tuned as we'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. with more updates and latest news. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's